Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sane TV. We are live for the Premier League debate show. I'm with my brothers in the building. We got man like Errol in the building. Errol, what are you saying, brother? What are you telling me?
Wagwan. Do you know what, bro? I'm hearing it's -10 on some parts of Merseyside at the minute. You get me? But the red side, nice and toasty. So the settings are all good in this building. We're good. We're live. What's up, the people in the chat? Big rest of the panel. Yes, we're good, bro.
Big up, man. Big up, man. We've got man like Charlie in the building. Charlie, you're in the hot seat today. You have been summoned today. But listen, big up to you, man, Charlie. What are you saying?
No, I'm good, bro. Yeah, mate, it's always enjoyable scrolling through Twitter, seeing how all these people have become football accountants and that, and we're finished like we were when the sanctions come. We were going to go bust, we're still here. And yeah, mate, I'm feeling good, you know. I back my team, we got the lawyers, it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it all good as well for LB? You know what I'm saying? What are you telling me? Today, man, he said he couldn't make it today. He was like, yo, I can't do it. Big up, Dax.
Are you acting like I'm an Everton fan here or something, man? Why am I the one about to get cooked? Where's the Everton fan on this panel, bro?
Listen,
you know what I mean?
It's difficult, man. It's difficult. It's difficult, man. It's difficult.
They got to answer the questions, bro, not me.
What are you saying, though? You good, though?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm enjoying scrolling through Twitter, mate. You know, apparently no one cares about our football club. Yeah, every single person in the world today is speaking about us. Everyone is a keyboard solicitor, a keyboard lawyer, a keyboard accountant. It's actually a madness that the country is in such a mess. Yeah, when you got all these experts everywhere, this country should be right at the top, man. But it is what it is. We are where we are. I mean, that's probably because they're not all lawyers, they're not all solicitors, and not all accountants, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have got as well, man like Guna Lee today. Today, I don't mind you being shameless today. Today's a day to kind of be energy. I need the energy today. You know
listen,
what I'm
saying? Listen, I don't really know what's going on, but all I come out of work today and I've seen Arsenal won the league last season. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal won the league last season, you know? Like I'm seeing certain teams got charges and underhand tactics to get players. So apparently Arsenal won the league last season. So, I'm happy, man. what's that? 15 times Arsenal won the Premier League, or the Championship for England. So we'll take it. We'll take it how we get it. We'll take it how we get it. Because Man City, they've been doing their underhand tactics.
Nah, you will take it how you get it, bro, because your club isn't good enough to win a title like everybody else. But so you have to take
my club might be on many things, but we don't cheat. We're not.
What do you mean you don't cheat? Go back to 1922, mate. You know you cheated, bro.
We don't cheat. We don't be doing all of these things. So hand me my title. Where's Big Steve? I know he's got his Champions League and he's got his Premier League. Call him up and tell him to come down to London, innit? And I'll meet him, innit?
You don't cheat, bro. You need to go back early 1900s, where you need to learn your history, bro. You use the biggest cheats, man.
Listen, man. Yeah.
We've got a man like Pete as well in the building. Pete, you know what I mean? You're the owner's gone through the FFP the right way, but you know what I'm saying? We'll find out soon. But listen, Pete, how are you, man? Everything all good?
Hey, owners from a football sense, it's squeaky clean. Well, it's the only way we got our owners in the door. I'm not gonna lie, but we're loving life at the moment, and can't lie. And if Lee's going to be picking up his Premier League title, then surely Liverpool have got 3 or 4 in the bag, isn't
Yeah. Look, right. If we start as we mean to go on, if that's the direction we're pulling in, I'm with you. So you need to run me a few things over to Anfield before we run anything down to the Emirates.
We might have to go back a bit further as well, because I'm hearing certain Champions League teams on here saying that they've won it all. So there's 2 clubs that are now it's murky. There's one team in one corner and one team in the bottom corner. You know that.
Ain't easy.
So is the treble no longer the treble, or does it have an asterisk?
No. For me, Man City, everything's voided. I will never respect Man City the way for me.
Ooh.
For me.
Let's get the backstory. Let's get the backstory.
Let's get some context. Let the people in the chat know.
Let's get some context. Let's get some context to this, because today Everton got a 10-point deduction. Poor old Everton, man. You know what I mean? Everton Football Club is both shocked and disappointed by the ruling of the Premier League Commission. The club believes that the Commission has imposed a wholly disproportionate and unjust sporting sanction. The club has already communicated its intention to appeal the decision to the Premier League. The appeal process will now commence, and the club's case will be heard by the appeal board appointed by pursuant to the Premier League's rule in due course. Everton maintains has been open and transparent in the information that is provided to the Premier League, and he has always recognised and reported the respect to the integrity of the process. The club finding it's failed to act with the utmost good faith, and it does not understand this to have been an allegation made by the Premier League during the course of its proceedings. Both the harshness and the severity of the sanction imposed by the Commission are neither fair nor reasonable reflection of the evidence submitted. The club will also monitor with great interest the decision made in other cases. Profit and sustainability rules. Everton cannot comment on the matter any further until the appeal process has been made. I'm gonna play you a video.
No, Sane. Put that back up on the screen, please. Put it back on the screen. Just one thing.
Okay, let me put it again. Okay,
we need to. There's something we need to all discuss. There's something we all need to discuss. Put it back on the screen.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is Sammy trying to give lessons? Does he not know who he supports? Does he? They're letting City get away with. Does he not know who he supports? My friend, these Chelsea fans are crazy. I'm sorry, these Chelsea fans as well. You ain't getting away with it lightly as well, my friends. But anyway, I won't.
There's a video. No, they're gonna get cooked as well. There's a video of David Honestly. I think he was on 5. I think I'm gonna play this video. Yeah, this is basically the context of it. If people want to hear it in
probably one of the biggest moments in Premier League history, and there could be so much more to come in terms of repercussions. So Everton had a case opened against them in March of this year. They were charged with breaches of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, which used to be called financial fair play rules. It was just one breach relating to the 21 to 22 season. It didn't explain to us the full details of what this breach was, but in essence, across a 3-year period, clubs are allowed to lose under profit and sustainability rules £105 million. Everton's losses were £304 million across the period leading up to when they were charged.
So yeah, that's basically the context behind it all. Man, them, what are we saying, man? What are we saying? Pete, go on.
It's an absolute disgrace, and I'll tell you why. Okay, this Everton, right? Everton have got away with it lightly. I'm putting it out there.
They're getting
People are
screwed,
going,
aren't they?
People are going, oh yeah, 10 points, all the rest of it. No, they haven't been screwed. They've got away with it, right? This is not new information. He says it opened up in March. They've known about this for 3 years. The Premier League have known about this for 3 years. There's been people writing about this for 3 years. And they're only acting on it now. Why? It's because it benefits Everton. This is the one season where they will be deducted 10 points and it won't matter because they'll stay in the league because the other 3 teams below them are horrid. And yeah, there might be above, Luton might be above them right now, but not for long. They could win next weekend. They could win and be at the relegation zone. And that 10 points is void. It means absolutely nothing, right? To put it into context, like they claimed back in COVID 50 million more than the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City in terms of how financially they were impacted on. How could they be 50 million more impacted on more than the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and various others? Like, it's an absolute disgrace. So for Arsenal, for Everton fans and people like Carragher coming out today saying, oh, yeah, no, it shouldn't have been 10 points. No, it shouldn't have been 10 points. It should have been 15. It should have been more than that. They should have been denied the ability to then act in the transfer market on top of that.
Wait, so Pete, so if we extrapolate that one breach times another 115, what do you think the consequences of that should be? Huh? What do you think the
League Two.
Bro, are you just obsessed with City, bro? We're speaking about Everton, man.
Listen,
I know it's difficult.
Why is it straight away Everton?
Just leave.
Why is it straight away Everton? Why is Everton straight away?
Hold on. Just let me finish. Just honestly, for me, I think genuinely, I think it's an absolute disgrace that they have been allowed to get away with this. And you know what? Like I say, I've been reading on this for 3 years now. People knew that they were struggling. Even in the season where, for example, Anthony Gordon kept them in the Premier League, they were destined to go down. They managed to turn it around last minute, and they pulled just enough results together to stay in the league. That season, they knew they'd already breached it, and they allowed them another season on top of that to do exactly the same and to still sign players, knowing that they'd already breached it. So they let them go another year or 2 years doing what they were doing.
Yeah, but
knew this.
It's got to be due process, bro. You can't just hand down. You've got to investigate it properly. It's a proper legal process.
2 years. 2 years.
Bro, it takes how long it takes.
I had a fucking Pete, I had a fucking car crash 2 years ago. The guy came into the back of me. I'm still waiting for my man to accept liability and go through the legal process. And that's just the RTA. That's just bread and butter for solicitors. So when you're talking about big football organizations, like 3 years in the grand scheme of things is not a long time. Let me just where I will come into it on my take.
Go for it.
The reality for me is football is no longer a sport, ladies and gentlemen. The whole sport shit is gone. Football is purely entertainment, especially when you're talking Premier League now. It's entertainment and it's big money, not just because of what Everton have now been found guilty of and now are having to face the repercussions of, but because they've known that there are multiple teams within our league that not only the Premier League have been and the FA have protected from giving them charges, protected from throwing the book at them, protected them from relegating them and kicking them out of the league. The integrity of the sport has been lost. And until we all as a collective, as people understand that, that's not going to come back anytime soon. we have to accept that more of these things are going to happen, and more teams are going to start to come out of the woodwork to a point where it's literally you could literally go around the room and just close your eyes and point the finger at any of the teams, and you'll find something on every single one of them. And to be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised if my club had something where someone could look at it and in the cold light of day said, we can get you on a charge for that. It's football, mate. That's how people make the big money.
You know what, LB, you know what? I feel like, look, we can do the whole shameless and banter thing, but first, there's two parts to this question. The first question, can you see why every other person other than Charlie thinks that there is some ambiguity with the way that your club's been run? That's the first question. And the second question, do you actually think your club has cheated? Because I feel like it's quite clear to see that there is a lot of shady shit going on at your club, whereas you was making revenue, you was making profit throughout COVID season where Real Madrid weren't even, you were making more money than all of these powerhouse clubs, and you ain't even bigger than Everton probably as a club, as an institution.
I thought you were going to put the shameless stuff to one side.
No. Okay, no. Let's be fair.
Can't last 30 seconds, bro.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. But so those two things, because can you see why? All of us are thinking, do you know what, Man City, you've come up, and the way that you've come up, it doesn't seem organically right now. Of course, it's not organic because you spent a whole lot of money, but the way you spend it, and you're now seeing how Newcastle are so limited when they've been not spending money for years and years and years, and they're probably again a bigger club than you. Can you see that part? And the second thing is, do you think that your club has cheated in anything? 115 charges. Do you think there's been any cheating?
So the first question, can I see why there's ambiguity? Yeah, obviously there's 115 charges above us, so that's why there's ambiguity, right? Because we've been charged, right? But at this moment in time, we are innocent. That's how this country works: innocent until proven guilty. And City say in their statement that they have irrefutable evidence to support its position.
No. So, okay, right now there's a case going on with Diddy, and I'm sure he's going to say he's innocent as well. But there looks to be there's evidence from other people that have also said that he has done some of the things that has been leveled at him. So I'm asking you, forget what everyone else is saying, because you're going to be blinded by the blinkers of these lawyers that work for Man City, right? Or you're going to be blinded by Sheikh Mansour or whoever these owners are who currently manage your club. They're going to, of course, say these things. But I'm just asking you, from all what you've seen, all what you've heard, and what you know, do you think, forget what people are telling you, do you think...
What do you mean forget what people are telling? What am I meant to go? If I've got to forget what people are telling me, what am I meant to go off?
No, because you could be blinded by it's like me saying, oh, I think Ben White's the best Arsenal right back because he's played for Arsenal and all my friends are Arsenal mates.
But it's not though, is it? It's not. The club in its financial accounts has said, in its financial audited accounts has said it has irrefutable evidence to support its position. Irrefutable means it's impossible to deny. It says in its financial accounts, which are audited, it has irrefutable evidence. So how am I meant to sit there and go, oh yeah, well, we're obviously good. They're saying
I get it. You're going to back your club. I get it. My thing is,
but okay, you're backing your club from what you believe the evidence to be true.
I'm backing off what they said.
Okay, but from your own research, that's what I said. From your own research, from all the things that you've heard, from all the things you're seeing, from all the reports, because as you said, these allegations haven't come from nowhere, right? And I believe some of the allegations are apparently because the grass is too long and all. So let's forget those ones because that's a bit silly.
That's also not true.
Yeah, that's okay, but to me that's silly. We're talking about the money and the financial side of things, right? Can you see? And do you believe that you have cheated? Because it's either yes or no. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. You know. Let me ask you a question though. Do you guys think the Premier League?
We gotta unpack that shit. We can't. What? You right? So let me wrap my head because I'm a layman.
But he's always gonna say that though. What did he expect? What's this unpack though?
Right. No.
Go on.
Look, right. Okay. So two things, and you may say they're not the same and we can't compare them, but we will. Right.
Go on.
When we was meant to sign Van Dijk in the summer transfer window, I think we offered Southampton about 60-odd million pounds for them. They come back and spun it on us and said, you know what? Yous haven't gone through the proper processes and you've tried to tap them up. Therefore, Southampton negated on it and said, we're not going to do any business with you right now. And he shut it down. I could turn around to you and say, But Liverpool are telling me that we did it by the book. We went by the book. Liverpool have said they went by the book. So on that
Thank
basis,
you very much.
on that basis,
Thank
I'm
you
just
very
going to say
much.
that Liverpool didn't do no wrong. No,
Thank you very
Liverpool in that
much.
instance clearly did some fuckery, and that's why we got our hands
There
burnt.
you go. There you go.
Second
There we
comparison.
go.
The second about moaning. You tell the chat, man, is the chat, you know, so
Keep
you have to,
cooking.
Yeah. No, I'm managing
Keep
the chat.
cooking.
I'm managing the chat. It's hot today.
Errol,
It's a hot
hey,
today.
Errol,
It's hot
put the
today.
all seasoning in there, man. Keep cooking, my brother. Keep
So
cooking, man.
the next one,
Go on.
Luis Suarez. I'm a black man. Do you get me? I love Liverpool Football Club. Do you know how conflicted I was to turn around and say my man was a racist? But when the evidence, regardless of my position, regardless of my own bias, regardless of the things that I wanted to believe in my heart, I had to call a spade a spade.
Call it.
So let's bring it back to today. There are 115. If it was 2 and 3, the irrefutable shout, I could understand, because we could all have receipts for 2 or 3. But how you're telling me your accountants have got that much receipts to back up absolutely everything that you can cast eye and say, no, I don't believe you. I'm gonna call it out. I got to call you out. I'm sorry, LB. I don't believe it.
Charlie,
Okay,
back your
what?
boy, man. Charlie, back your boy, man. What's going on, man? You know what I mean?
He's sipping his water,
What's
man.
going
He's
on,
sipping
man?
his water.
Nah, bro, mate, I don't know why you're, mate, I don't know why you're lumping us in, mate. We ain't even been charged with anything. We just got
no. Listen, your time's coming.
Nah,
Your
bro, we got
time's
accusations.
coming, my brother.
Accusations.
No, but can I ask you a question? Yeah, do you think for me? I think the bigger question is the swiftness in the Premier League to charge the so-called lesser teams.
No, but it's only
Man
one charge though, and it's 3 years. You can understand why that's going to be
No,
resolved.
but I get that. I understand that. But now though, the question is, what do the Premier League do now? Because Everton now are clearly saying we're looking at other cases. Now we need to see that they have the same energy.
Everton attend informant. They're going into witness protection. They're going into WITSEC. They're gassing everybody.
You know what?
They're going to out everybody.
No, you know what Everton did? Everton did
To
exactly.
keep themselves safe, they're going to sell everybody out.
Everton did exactly what my man did at AC Milan when he ratted on what's his name, Tonali. Why you like, bro? If I'm going down, I'm bringing everyone with, bro. He bought Everton, just bringing everyone else to the table. And listen, the light has to be clearly. You're right. Chelsea right now, there isn't anything of pure substance right now for us to talk about. We know that Chelsea been doing that craziness from years ago. But Man City, and LB. Listen, Errol gave a perfect example. When Liverpool came out with them t-shirts, they said that Suarez wasn't racist, this, that, and the other. Everybody in Liverpool and all the fans backed it. They were clapping, etc., etc. And then the rumors came up. But everybody knew prior that he did probably say something racist. The same thing as Chelsea fans. They be still wanking over John Terry saying this and that about him.
In that case, then, why you so? If you're so confident,
No. We're asking you because you're gonna have blinkers of a Man City fan. So we're asking you.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying. City have said they've got irrefutable evidence. So if they've got irrefutable evidence, that means they've got evidence to back up the position. They've used the strongest possible terminology to defend their stance. And Errol, the thing about Van Dijk, that is just a ridiculous comparison. That is just a ridiculous comparison completely. Liverpool were never charged. Liverpool didn't have to show evidence. If Liverpool were charged on that Van Dijk one and said, yo, Southampton have made a complaint that you've tacked up Van Dijk. If Liverpool then said, okay, here's our irrefutable evidence that we've not, then they would have got off. But they didn't, because it never went that far. City are now being charged. City have said they've got irrefutable evidence. They're going to be able to prove everything that they're saying. If that's the case, we'll get found not guilty. If not, we'll get guilty. It's as simple as that.
No. You know, by the way, yeah, big up to, I've got a super chat here from MCFC Solo. He says, charges are until 2018. Trebles and 5 titles ain't going anywhere. We're going to bust case, and you know it. They gave 115 charges because they ain't going to do shit. No, they gave you 115 charges because that's what you guys have been charged with. 115.
Didn't United get fined for a little FFP breach?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did. But again, they pick and choose who to charge. So let's see.
What I'm saying, Charlie. This is what I'm saying to Charlie. none of us here can sit on a high horse or any real moral
No,
high ground. In this
everybody,
situation.
exactly.
Liverpool got charged in 2020 for taking data from Man City, right? Or what was it? It was so yes, these things we all know. So what we're saying is, why can Man City fans just not see that there is something clearly amiss with your club? But you sit there, we're this holier than thou club.
No, League. No, because that's wrong, bro. No one's saying that. What we're saying is there's charges. At this moment, we are innocent because that's how the country works. You're innocent until proven guilty.
No, but, but why can't you sit there and say, do you know what? It looks a bit dodgy. No, but why can't you just
what do you mean
it
looks a bit dodgy? You know what I mean? Having 115 charges above you, you don't need it to sit here and says, oh, yeah, that's dodgy. Obviously, it's bloody dodgy. You know what I mean? What I'm saying, you're asking me for my opinion. And if City
you could know.
What do you mean I didn't say? I just quoted something.
No, I said I asked you. I said I asked you, and you said no. So it's
if
fine.
City would have come out and Lee, this is my opinion. Yeah, if City would have come out and been like, "Yo, we're not guilty. We're gonna fight this to the end," I'd be like, "Right, okay." And then I think about it. It's the terminology that they've used. They've come out and they've said, Lee, they've said that they've got evidence to prove everything that they're saying is incorrect. They're saying that. So what am I meant to do? No, you don't.
For you. So God forbid, right? Because in your case, that it does come out it doesn't come out. So it does come out that you have done some cheating or you've done some money or whatever it is that you've been accused of, right? Or some of these things, and they've said all of these things. Then it's almost like, well, it's just been all for a waste of time because you could have seen it from the very, very start, or you could have understood, you know what, some of these things don't make sense. Like just explaining to somebody, right, how you made profit throughout a COVID season. Just even something as simple as that. When every other club, Arsenal, who have one of the highest season tickets, not only in England, but not in only London, but in the world, right? You think about Real Madrid, they were losing money. And I know they had their stadium, so I'll give you that. Barcelona, they were losing money. They had to sell every Tom, Dick, and Harry to save their club. Man United, they had to, nobody was making money other than you. So how are all of these things just so...
Well, that's just like, who knows how they did that? You know, it might be legit. You don't know that, innit? It was 2 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but this.
You can't just say because everyone else lost money and City made money that City are just dodgy.
But you've got to do the research.
Unpack it, right? So Lee's mentioning not only football institutions that have got historical precedent at making mass turnovers year on year. Every single business went into COVID and obviously had to shut down, which meant crazy amounts of changes to how their clubs and finances were then structured at that point in time. If all the other clubs, 90%, maybe 95%, either broke even or had to report a loss for that period of time, and cities are the anomaly, does it not lead you to believe that they've had to fudge some sort of numbers in order to stay in the green and be that anomaly? It's just go on, Peter.
I was going to say, just to add to what you've said, is that there is, as part of those charges, there are kind of a lot of talks about companies that Man City were putting money into that actually don't even exist. And they were able to put those money into those companies to be able to say that those companies are sponsoring or giving money in. I think there was more than one, apparently. There was more than one. And that was the way in which they were able to funnel their money into the club. And these companies were owned by people that were involved with Man City, and these companies actually, when you look into them, they don't do anything. They're dormant. They don't have anything involved or anything running within them, and that's where a lot of the question marks when people are investigating are going, hold on, this company was a big kind of contributor to Man City, but it doesn't even kind of, it doesn't even exist.
Let LB respond to that.
Let me ask him one last question before you respond. Let me ask him one last question, because I think this is probably more pertinent to you as a fan than the legislative side of things, right? What are you more worried as a fan? If found guilty, because you are innocent until found proven guilty. If found guilty, what are you more asked about? The fact that you could have a historical punishment that leads you into relegation, or the fact that everybody worldwide will know that every single trophy you've ever or seriously won in your best period of time
Tainted,
is
yeah,
null
tainted.
and void and
Yeah.
tainted. What would cut you more deep in that sense?
Neither. I don't care. Genuinely. Right. So if I
That's
go
why I'm
back,
saying
yeah.
sports finished, boys and girls. Like,
Well,
go
what
on.
do you want me to do? You want me to say, "Oh, fucking cry my eyes out" because we've been relegated to League Two? We get
No,
relegated to
no.
League Two. I'll firm it and I'll hold that L.
Do you
And
know
then
what,
we'll
though?
be
Do
there.
you know what
We'll
it is,
still be
though?
there.
Do you
And
know
I'm
what
not
it
going to
is,
care
though?
about what other people's opinion of my club. Why do I
I
care
want
about your
yours.
opinion?
I want yours though. So because
Yeah.
that could be, if that's the worst case scenario, you just get found guilty. So I want to understand. If someone's put it there, I want to understand the pain point for you. What is the pain point? Would it be having to hold it and firm it in League One, League Two, wherever it is, or would it be
I
knowing
think that'd be
that
a buzz, man. I low key think that'd be a buzz. So no, I'm not gonna. I'm not
We
gonna.
got super chat here. The super chat here from Michael O'Connor. Big up to Michael O'Connor. He says, Man City laughing all the way to the bank. They own themselves. That people. Man City's owners own the banks, printing their own cash. Guys, it's 1.2K in here. Make sure you like the video, people.
Do you know
Yeah,
what it
go
is
on,
for
sorry.
me? Do you know what it is for me, right? My only thing with Man City fans is, listen, everyone knows I used to be a teacher, right? I left in September after 8 years. And I always was very, very fair with kids in secondary school. If you did something wrong, if you own up to it, or if you can't have a written remorse, I remember, perfect example, I remember the two boys fighting, etc., etc. And one of the boys was trying to run away, pretend he didn't have this, he didn't do that, he didn't instigate the fight. If you just admit, I did this, I said this, and that's where it started from, and that's why the fight happened. Keep it moving. I'm not going to do this detention thing. I'm not going to call parents. I'm not going to say all of this. But when Man City fans, or when these boys running away, lying, hiding, trying to maneuver around, getting out of trouble, that's what we don't like as other fan base. We're looking at Man City and
that makes no sense.
hold on,
That makes no sense, bro.
We're sitting there. You're sitting there with your high horse, sitting there. Oh, I've got these lawyers saying this from Man City. I've got Sheikh Mansour saying this, etc., etc. You just need to own your bullshit and sit there, and hopefully the penalty.
No, because what you're doing, you ever seen Making a Murderer, bro? Yeah, you know when that kid Brendan Dassey, yeah, and he sat there and was like, "Oh, if you just admit it, mate, everything will be all right." Boom, guy's locked up now for life. If City think they're not, listen, Lee, this is my point for you. Yeah, this is my view on you. You're desperate for City to be guilty, right? Because you need to believe.
I don't like cheaters. I don't like cheaters.
Okay, yeah. So you're already saying we're cheaters. Yeah, you've already made your
mind.
Yeah,
no. For me, you're cheating.
Yeah, all right. Hold on.
Listen, 100 cheating. I say what it is. You're cheating.
Yeah. I know. We all know.
I ain't gonna wait for no one to say me no. You're cheating.
So you've already made your mind up. So 100%. Just chill out. If City are guilty, we'll get found guilty. City believe they're innocent. They've said they're innocent. They said they've got the evidence that they're innocent. You've already made your mind up. You just said. So you just need to chill and wait for the decision. But the reason why you're like this, bro, is because you're worried. You're worried, yeah.
I saw OJ. I know and he got away with it. So for me, whether you get away with it or not, you're still guilty to me. I don't care what no one
Exactly. Because actually you've made your mind up. So City get not guilty by an independent commission. No one to do with City. No one to do with the Premier League. And they get not guilty, yeah.
Elby, let me ask you a question. Do you think fans are salty about City's success
and
maybe the way they're going?
Teams are desperate. Teams are desperate because you want to believe that the only way we've won is because of these charges. And if it gets not guilty, you've got to accept that your club has been poorly run.
You won because you've got one of, if not the best manager in the world, with one of the best assembled teams that we've seen.
He's the best manager in the world.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, the best manager in the world, whatever way you want to dress it up. And that's why this is where I get conflicted, and obviously I let Charlie have his thing because he's had a great team as well.
Yeah, no, we must. Charlie must.
Always sitting there quiet.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
My thing is, I will never try to take anything away from those players and those individuals because they had to give blood, sweat, and tears to achieve what they did.
Facts.
That's where the sporting element has gone because you can't just enjoy the pure sport side of things when there is a huge corporation above the sport. It's what we always level at Man U. Man U are going to be shit off on the pitch for years because the sporting corporation off the pitch is a fucking shambles. And it's that point. You've just got the other side of the shambles where yous are basically polishing turds with gold and just spinning it, and it is just fool's gold. At some point in time, it is going to come undone, and it won't be the players' reputations that get tarnished. It won't be Pep's reputation get tarnished. It will be Manchester City as an institution that ends up being tarnished.
Where's this
And I
from?
feel-
Where's this from? By the way, this is Guna Lee has sent me this. I've not put this out there, but
Yeah,
Guna,
but
where's
this
this source
is
from?
a
Where's
this
the
is a
source?
load of other nonsense. Then, so you was going on before, like we made all this profit, man. We made £2.4 million profit. Arsenal lost 27 million, so there's 29 million pounds worth of difference. And you're going on about that.
Wait, you know what? Can I just say? Wait, LB, my hand slipped. My hand slipped. I'm sorry. My hand slipped.
But well,
By the way, yeah,
were you speaking
you have
about
to.
this? Yeah, just quickly say you went on before about this. Oh, the COVID profit, like you made it out like City made all this, made £2.4 million.
I don't know.
Bro,
Listen,
let me speak, bro. You can't just interrupt me all the time. We City made £2.4 million profit in 2020. Arsenal lost 27 million. So there's £29 million difference. That's not a lot. You're acting like City, like done a madness.
You give me 29 million, then you give it to me if it's not a lot.
Well, 27 million in football terms isn't a great deal. And you said it before that you have the most expensive season tickets in the Premier League, so you was obviously gonna lose out more than City were. So I don't. Again,
Listen,
for me, it's just another nothing.
To me, the maths ain't mathing, my guy. I don't know. We're talking about Man City.
You know what? Yeah, no. We have to move over to Chelsea because Chelsea as well could have been handed a point deduction after leaked files revealed a string of payments that may have been breached strict football rules during Roman Abramovich ownerships. So, again, you know what I mean? We're talking about ambiguity and all that and this and that. Charlie, are you feeling the pressure now? Are you feeling stressed on what's going on behind the scenes now? Because, again, there's some dodgy business that's going on behind the scenes at Chelsea as well, man. That if they got found guilty, it could be worse than what you're seeing now with Everton. Are you worried now as well?
No, I'm not worried. Like I think we all know that Roman, like for everything he'd done, as great as he was for Chelsea, we're not stupid. We knew there was a few dodgy dealings going on. You only have to look at how he made his money and whatnot. Like I think the stuff's relating back to 2013. Obviously, I know there was a couple of transfers, Willian and Samuel Eto'o from the rich Russian club at the time. I think Angie Makic. Bro, would I be surprised if there'd been a couple of dodgy payments to a few people to try and make something happen? No, I wouldn't. But like I'm not. I can't sit here and say, that definitely hasn't happened, because I think to some degree there probably has been that, and that's exactly why when Bowley and that took over, they set aside £100 million to cover eventualities of any potential wrongdoings. We already reported ourselves to UEFA over a previous, and I think got fined 8 mil. We reported ourselves over this stuff as well. So it's not like we're like waiting to be found out. We're this new ownership's been
self-snitching. If anything, use self-snitching. Use like them drill rappers.
No, but, do you know what I mean? Like we're like, obviously, yeah. Look, we've probably made some dodgy payments. Like, I think something to do with Antonio Conte, an agent or an intermediary to do with him, something to do with Eden Hazard's agent. Like, look, again, these are all accusations right now. So of course, like again, we haven't even been charged with anything. So these are just things that have been discovered and whatnot. I'm sure the club will have evidence, or they might have reasons for it. But again, another thing, if the Premier League are going to charge us, then they're going to have to try and cooperate with Roman. And is Roman going to cooperate with these guys? Maybe he doesn't fancy it. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. So do you know what I mean?
It still affect your club, though. You can't be naive to think that it'll still affect your club, whether Roman's not here or not. It's still happening to your football.
What I'm saying is though, like if because it's to do with his time at the club, right? So if he don't want to cooperate, how are they going to get any evidence to prove what we are doing was wrong if they can't speak to him or get any evidence from him? Because this is from 2013. This is not like recent. This is 10 years ago.
It's going to have to be off if yours, because the differences with the Chelsea one is a lot of the stuff there is like you say
offshore payments.
But for yours, yeah, because Roman ain't going to cooperate. No chance.
He's not going to cooperate.
He's not allowed in the country, is he?
No, he's not allowed in the country.
Yeah, he's not allowed in the country. Yeah,
that's not going to happen, man. The one thing I would say, yeah, if you get found guilty, do we get the Champions League when you beat us, bro?
Nah.
Get out of there, man. Listen, you're gonna get something.
Double.
You know what
I'm not
double.
I'm not that worried. We've been here before when we got sanctioned and he was forced to sell the club. Everyone was thinking, "Oh, we're finished. We're going to go out of business. We were liquidated." But we couldn't even fucking open our club shop. Everyone thought we were finished as a club. Like this compared to that is light work. It's just one of them things, isn't it? I think ultimately we'll end up being fined. I don't see us getting a points deduction. And if we do end up getting a points deduction, like if we're outside of the Champions League spaces this season, What difference does it make? They're not.
Yeah.
They would never.
I love you, Charlie, but that's just the arrogance, man. Light work. It is what it like. Where is the integrity? And I keep saying it. There is no moral high horse, and I don't want that to be.
No, there's not.
From the point, but it's like, even if we've become so desensitized as fans to the fact that everything is corrupt, so corruption is fine.
Yeah.
Just some fuckery, man.
No, it's not fine. But what are we supposed to do about it? Like, I'm not going to say.
As a fan, I get it, but you're admitting that arrogance to be like, ooh, light work.
Well, Errol, the thing is, though, he's right. Errol is right.
These guys are to these guys. Though that club has spent £1 million. Any fine doesn't mean anything to this club.
And again, I'm not comparing the two, but it's just, you see all these, again, being in London, you watch BBC News that starts at 6:30, you see this person being stabbed, you see that person being stabbed. You actually start to get desensitized to the fact that this isn't normal. These things don't happen. They shouldn't happen on a normal day. I lived in Dubai. I literally used to leave my wallet on the table.
No one would touch it.
No one would touch it. And it's almost like now you come back to London.
All right, mate.
It's like you come back to London and you just realize that, you know what, like, nothing's normal, because it's like everything's weird. The Man City and Chelsea fans are, oh yeah, you know what, we've done wrong, we've done all these things. We get a little step on our fine and we on our wrist and we keep moving, and that's just how it is, like, for them. And that's why Man City fans need to be taught a lesson. It's nothing to do with
you know what though, I'm not gonna lie to you. Big up to, before I say this, big up to MCFC Solo. Shames aside, we will probably get fines a slight point deduction because of the EPL has to save face, as well as the SLFO being the UK disgrace. Yeah, big up to MCFC Solo. My thing is, have the Premier League got to do something big for people to take it seriously?
They haven't got the bottle to do it, side.
That's what I'm saying. Because
they're compromised. They're compromised, though, Pete. They're compromised as well. The premise is corrupt as the clubs doing the corruption. It's the all in with one another. So they point the finger, and the next minute there's a counter suit that, with as much evidence and as much weight, that can go back to the Premier League. So it's like, you show your hand first, and then we'll show our hand, because we'll see you as the last laugh. And the one thing that we can't forget, right? We all sit here on this table and this panel as the big clubs in our country. Do you not think that the big clubs in this country just can't wait to turn around and say, do you know what? Fuck the Premier League. There's more money to be made in a European Super League. So if you do want to punish us, you want to go down that route, we will commit to a bigger project, to a better project, and we'll uproot ourselves. So the Premier League is shaken. They're shook, bro. They don't want to have to. They wish everyone was squeaky clean.
And again, you know what? For me, I think my last point is, look, do I think Man City pay the refs? Of course they don't. But it's the same thing what's happened in the last 3-4 weeks with Man City. They've got 2 penalties against Man United and Chelsea, respectively, that no other club gets. And again, I'm not comparing. No, I'm not even using that. But my point is that.
Big up Lee, man.
No. He's on City today, bro.
Let me land. I'm not saying Man City have cheated in that regards. What I'm saying is, it's almost like you're getting away with all these potential fines and things, and so are Chelsea possibly, but you get all the rub of the green with the things you don't even need help with anyway. So,
okay, what happened at Wolves then? What happened at Wolves? Talk to me on Wolves.
Yes, okay. Oh no, but no, LB. My point is,
we didn't get the rub of the green there, did we?
LB. My point is that the big decisions that we're seeing against the other top teams, so against the other six teams in the league, you're getting all the advantageous big decisions that you probably don't even need anyway. When we see Arsenal get shafted by them, we see Man United, we see Newcastle, we see Liverpool, we see Aston Villa. So my point is to you, it's very difficult for any other rival fan to fully put the whole emphasis to even defend you.
This is the thing with Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans do this all the time. No one else.
It's corruption, mate. And you're so infatuated and blinded by your club that it doesn't matter to you what you think.
Your Arsenal fans are so paranoid that you think we're doing some dodgy deals with referees to get beneficial decisions.
See, look, you didn't listen.
You just said we get beneficial decisions against the big teams.
Yes, you
So
do.
what-
I didn't say I did. My
So
first.
how is that
point-
happening then? Why is that happening?
My first point to you was that I know you don't buy the referees. I'm not saying that, but if you look at the evidence, how many games do you get? Everton 2 seasons ago. Last season there was a massive decision that you got. Walker against the other day. You had another decision. Who was it against? Chelsea as well, right? You got the penalty against Chelsea. You got the penalty against Man United. My point is to you, is to say, if you take that example and you extrapolate it to this thing, it's almost like, well, yeah, it's fine. You get this benefit, you get this benefit, you get a little slap on the wrist, and you keep it moving. That's all. That's what happens. That's what happens with
Oh,
you,
that's just
and
not
that's what you
madness.
don't like.
That's a
No,
mad take.
the thing is, yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna go into the depths of who gets more favor and whatnot. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we used to say same old Arsenal always cheating. So you know what I mean? It's throwing stones from glass houses, isn't it? But I think for me though, I feel like what it is right now, I just want to see an open fairness. I just want to see the Premier League. But the problem is though, we're never gonna get that. And it's
not
obvious
happening.
as fans
It's
right
never
now.
happening.
Yeah, but
As fans right now,
it is coming in because the independent regulator is coming in to kind of to have a rule over this that takes the emphasis away from the Premier League, because the reason why they're bringing it in is because people know that the Premier League have been favouring certain teams for so many years, and and this is not aimed at Man City. This is not aimed at any club in particular. But what I'm saying is that the Premier League have been clearly working towards other clubs for years now, and it's been obvious. And now it's come to the point where an independent regulator is now going to need to come in to have their stamp on this. It has to happen.
But do you not think as well though? Like,
you're right, the Premier League are just as dirty in a lot of areas as some of the clubs, and it has to stop. And that's the only way to stop. And the Premier League are
I
probably
think
going
Newcastle have done well. Do you think Newcastle have done well? I've watched your documentary. It says FFP. Do you reckon your club has, because everyone thought your club was going to come in, smash all the money in, and or whatnot? Do you think your club has set the standard now how to run as a football club?
Honestly, Saeed, our takeover would have never happened had we not had to toe the line. We have to toe the line. We were never going to come in and spend the sort of money that City had. That we were never going to come in and spend the money that Chelsea had. Everyone else, apart from Newcastle fans, thought that was going to happen. We knew that wasn't ever going to happen because we're not in 2003 where there wasn't any FFP. We were not in 2009, 2010, where the rules had slightly changed, but not to the point in which they are now. So you could still go and spend crazy amounts of money and it didn't matter. We're in an FFP era where we have to toe the line. We have to toe that line. And what we've done and what we're going to do, so we've already got a lot of sponsors to be able to raise money. We're nowhere near some of these top teams. We're nowhere near Man City. We're nowhere near Arsenal. We're nowhere near Man United that have just got a 900 million pound Adidas deal that's in place. We've got an Adidas deal that comes in the summer that takes us to a new level, that basically takes us in the middle between those top clubs and everyone else in the Premier League. We're still so far away financially being able to spend what we want to spend, but we're still so far away from you guys at the top, and it's going to take us a long time. People thought it'd be 1, 2, 3 years, a bit like Man City, where we'd be there challenging on a regular basis. Like, we've done miracles because we're already there. We're in the Champions League. We need to try and sustain that, to continue that, but it's going to take a lot longer for us to be a Man City or a Man United back in the day, or even a Chelsea where we're consistently challenging for the title, because we've got the money. There's no doubt we've got the money. We've got more money than probably everyone else on this panel. But we haven't got the right to spend that money because FFP stops us from spending that money. So we have to toe the line. And to be fair, we've towed it to an absolute T. Charlie talked about the Lewis Hall deal. I think it might have been before we went live. The Lewis Hall, we spent 28 million on him, but it's a loan with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. We're having to play smart. January, we've got our injuries. We'll probably sign 2 or 3 players. We'll probably sign 1 permanent signing and probably a couple of loans, because we have to toe the line. If it was down to us, we'd have done what Chelsea did last last January window, we'd probably go and spunk 100 million on God knows who many players. And we would have gone and bought whoever was out there available and paid them crazy amounts of money. Newcastle United is not going to be that team. It is not. It just isn't. And it's not going to be that team for a number of years yet. And the quicker that people outside of the club and outside of the fan base understand that, the more they'll understand where our club's going. Because, you know, we would never have brought in Dan Ashworth, who was an absolute kind of gold mine to Brighton. Some of their gems that have come out of Brighton have come from Dan Ashworth. If we wanted someone, we'd have got the sporting director that Chelsea had before, that brought in all their young, bought them young, paid crazy amounts of money for them, and then just loaned them out all over the place. We'd have gone that direction. Dan Ashworth is about finding gems for cheap prices, building them and making them great players. Jakub Minter, who's tearing it up at Feyenoord, having a great season. We spent like 6-7 million on him. They're the type of signings that we're looking at now. It's going to take time. We're going to get there. I'm more than confident of it, but it won't be as quick as what other teams are doing.
Just
and
on
Newcastle fans are okay with that. We're not fighting relegation. We're at the top end of the table. We're happy with that.
Just on the punishments thing as well, like in general, like the Premier League genuinely want to stamp it out, because we all know that all our clubs and all clubs in the league do underhand things, right? If they really want to stamp that out, like the punishments have got to actually mean something. Do you know what I mean? Like deducting 10 points from Everton 12 games into the season, and they're only 2 points off being safe, and we know they're not going to go down. It's not really a strong punishment, is it? Like you can understand why those teams are looking at suing them, the ones that went down, because if that deduction had come last season or whatever, that maybe changes the relegation.
What are they meant to do, though, bro? What are they meant to do?
I get it.
What is it?
Charlie, I'm sorry, but like,
how many points are they meant to give for a £20 million? Because I think it's a £20 million.
Yeah, it's like 19 million or something. Yeah.
How many points are they meant to deduct?
No, I don't mean in terms of more points. What I mean is like do it at a point of the season, or do it.
But you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't time it. You can't start timing to say, oh, we're going to hold off, and then we're going to give you the points deduction when we think it's going to be. You can't do that.
I don't know what the solution is, but I just feel like 10 points fine. Like I think we can accept that's probably. Well, Pete thinks it's not enough. Maybe
what did Portsmouth get? What did Portsmouth get?
Nine. That's
9.
administration.
Okay. That was administration, to be fair.
For me, listen again. It's no dig or no shade. But how the club's going to care when you've got Charlie and LB saying, "Oh yeah, we'll take a little fine," and that's it? If it's seeped into the fans, do you think these billionaires are going to care? What are they going to care? Oh yeah, 20 million. That is chump change to them.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you know what it reminds me of? You know them man.
LB don't care. Charlie don't care.
You know them man that'll have the big whips. I'm talking the X7s, the X6s. They got the G wagons. They're happy to just park them on double yellows. They're happy to park them on the
Bro, I'm telling you.
Look at him. Look at me. He knows.
That's good to leave. That's good to leave.
Than it is to try and find somewhere to pay for a parking.
That's what it is.
You know what?
Do you not think shouldn't the punishments be steeper in the first place then? Like if you're just slapping out fines, that's not stopping people from doing it, because the big clubs will think, well, that's worth it.
But the problem is, Charlie, the problem is like when it's a financial breach, it's really difficult to decide how many points. No one on this channel knows.
Your title should be taken away. That's what it is.
Everton haven't won any titles. We're talking about Everton.
They ain't got titles to give away. They ain't got titles to give away.
So Lee, yeah, if you was the Premier League person, yeah, what would you do to Everton for a 20 million?
I'm handing out the harshest penalty that I can do within that time frame that they've cheated. So whatever the points may be, or if it's a title, because ultimately, LB, if you have cheated,
it's only for a loss, though. It's not cheating, though, is it? Really?
The football side of things, unfootball, it's not necessarily directly there.
What would you do to Everton?
It's not footballing.
It's not the footballer's fault. So what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying that I listen, I was joking before. I'm not saying that Arsenal needs to get the trophies. I'm not saying that Liverpool need to get them, or whoever. What I am saying is they should be taken away from you, because your success off the pitch has directly had a direct approach on you on the pitch, which has meant that you've won. Because if you didn't have
what about Everton? We're speaking about Everton, innit?
Okay, fine. Yeah. So So hand them out the harshest penalty in terms
Which,
of
what would you do? That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what would you do if you was in the position?
Points. Relegate them to Championship. Relegate them to League
So
One.
you'd relegate Everton for a £20 million financial breach over 3 years.
That's my point. So I don't know what the barometer is because I don't know how they weigh it in terms of points. But what I'm saying to you is they should be handed the harshest punishment for Everton. So it's all in perspective for each club. So yes, Everton haven't won anything, so I'm not going to take trophies away from them. So I'm going to hand them out a harsher penalty. You need to have your titles taken away from you because you've got 115. Let's say even half of them. My brother,
That's it,
you should not be
how many of them do you think are serious, by the way? You know, in terms of the 150 chance, how much would you say are serious?
So a lot of them are non-cooperation, which we know City didn't cooperate.
Okay.
We didn't cooperate with UEFA.
You had no comment on this.
No, let him land.
Who the hell did Man City think they are? Again, take the trophies away from them. You are part of this.
Wait a second, Lee. Do you even know how this all came about?
No. You are part of the Premier League institution. You don't run this league. So if you don't want to cooperate, then fuck off, then, isn't it? That's it. It's that simple, right?
Bro, the reason they didn't cooperate is because this investigation was started through hacked emails, which were misrepresented, which was proved at CAS. That's why they didn't cooperate.
Who was that guy, by the way? Who was that guy called, by the way?
I'm not that bothered. If it's come out that you cheated, however, listen, if my girl goes through my phone, and finds that I'm cheating and with 10 other girls, no matter how she has found out, I'm cheating, right? So you can't sit at my girl and start getting mad at my girl because she's found out I'm cheating.
We've not been proved we've cheated. We've not been proved
yes,
we've cheated.
I said, if you have found out that you've been cheated, if you found out you cheated, right? You can't sit there and say, because they've done this and because they've got hacked emails. That's why we didn't cooperate.
When did I say that? Have I said that once in the show?
So my point is that if I literally gave the comparison. You're saying Man City have not cooperated because there were hacked emails that they went through and they found out. What is your point? If my girl goes through my phone and finds out
the point is, bro, you can't just start an investigation on hearsay. Start an investigation on hearsay, and that's why they didn't.
No. You know what is that? You know what is, Lee? As much as I want to say, LB, they haven't found his phone yet. You know, once they found the phone and they see everything for what it is, then truly he can be then summoned. My thing is though, the ones that let me go back to the question I was going to ask you. Which ones are the ones that you're looking at thinking, boy, if we get caught with that?
Yeah, it's clearly the and this 115 thing again. That's not how it is. It's 6 or 7 rules that have been breached every year, which is total. It's not like we've done 115 separate rules. It's the same rule every year that they're saying we've breached. That's what it is. So obviously, if we've misrepresented the accounts, is what they're saying, then that's serious, isn't it? Because you're saying they've misrepresented the accounts. But they're saying they've got evidence to show that they've not. So let's see. Let's clash. Let's see the outcome. We'll find out the outcome sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a while.
For me, look, listen, there's just certain attitudes that I don't like. And listen, if however the Man City are going to explain it, and maybe I need to do more research myself. But if Man City are sitting there saying, oh, they don't need to reply to this, they don't need to answer to this because, they were caught, in the wrong way, it doesn't matter because prove your innocence in the right way, because these things haven't come from nowhere. There's no smoke without fire, and that's all I'm saying. It's nothing to do with Arsenal. Forget Arsenal winning the Premier League because that was a joke. I don't care about that. It's the fact that if you're cheating, you can't sit here.
There's no evidence of.
No. If you are cheating, then you need to be gone. That's it. It's simple.
I don't. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with what if City get found guilty, City going to get relegated. But what I'm saying is, City didn't cooperate. They went to CAS, and CAS, which you can read it on their own website, said there's no evidence of what UEFA is saying. So UEFA charged us. We went to CAS and said, "Yo, what's going on here?" CAS looked at it and went, "Yeah, there's no evidence of what UEFA is saying. There's no evidence of that." CEOs of other, because you won't know this, will you? Because you've not read the report. CEOs of other companies, not City, stood up in front of the CAS judges and said what they're saying is lies. It's not true, and then that's why we got not guilty. That's why we got not guilty. But you've not read that report, innit, Lee? Like, you've not read.
Listen, because I know what happens, bro. I know what goes underneath the table. I know what goes underneath tables, man. I know what goes underneath tables, bro. Brown envelopes, man. Brown envelopes.
Big up to Lilo Patas Said. Yo, imagine Jose and Oli being called to OT to lift trophies. Listen, imagine that, man. Like people saying, "Yo, come to the court and get your trophies." That would be absolutely.
That's the closest you're going to get to a league
right now.
I'm going back to 20. What was that season that Didier Drogba was offside and they went 4 points ahead of the
nah,
league. 2009-10 season. I'm going back to the Aguero moment. I'm going back to the listen. Every title race we've been involved, yeah. I'm going back to them moments, mate, and I'm collecting my trophies, mate. You know what I'm saying to you? Like we're all gonna be collecting our medals, mate. Yeah, you know the ones there. But listen, 1.3K in there, nearly 1.4K. Guys, make sure you like the video. We haven't even hit 500 likes, which
Oh,
is
that's poor. Come on,
absolutely
guys.
wild. That's awful, man. Guys, you're moving like Man City. You know what I mean? You man are cheating. You man are not liking the video. So like the video, people, man.
Alleged, Saeed,
I
bro.
want
You don't want to get sued, but alleged.
Yeah. Alleged. Guys, I want to discuss Leroy Sane, yeah? LB, would you want him back, Leroy Sane?
Yeah. I'll give you my quick opinion, and then I've got a dip, bro. But
no worries.
I will. I mean, Leroy Sane is fantastic. I think that he cut his time at City short. I still think he's got unfinished business at City. He's got. I think he was sold a dream. In my opinion, yeah, I think he was sold a dream when he was going back to Bayern. I think they sort of got into his head and said, "Look, you're the young German starlet coming through." Obviously, at this time, Musiala was still only 17 or 18, so he wasn't really there. And I think he was sort of told, "Come to Bayern, Leroy Sane 10. We'll build a brand, you know what I mean, and you will be the German star boy." And he's gone there. And he's not really become the star boy. More people now are speaking about Musiala, now we're speaking about Kane, and he's just he's doing all right. If you look at his numbers are very good, but he's not the star man. And I think he's still got his flat in Manchester. His girlfriend's a City fan and constantly speaking about City on socials.
Oh.
And I just think that he probably regrets leaving. It all depends on what that relationship was like between Pep Guardiola and Leroy Sane when he left. If Leroy Sane knocked on his door and went, "Listen, I'm German. It's nothing to do with this. I just want to go back to Germany and play for the biggest club in Germany," and Pep was like, "Yeah, no problem," then there might be an open door. If it was more of like, you know, a bit of a battle between them, then it's probably going to be shut down. But listen, I'd love him back, and you probably get him for a decent price. Only got 1 year left on his deal. We're going to lose Bernardo Silva for 50 million in the summer. So if we spend 20 million extra, 70 million for Sane, it's only 20 million net spend on Sane. So I'd be fully for it. I think he's brilliant. And I'd be game for it, man. 100%.
Yeah, before you go, Katie wants to ask you, what would happen if City, if you think, found guilty for even one? Obviously, I think you've answered the question as well.
Okay.
They'll get another Premier League.
I will expand on this. I will expand on this just quickly because I've got to go. But we will definitely get found guilty for not cooperating because we didn't cooperate with UEFA. We got like a £10 million fine. So we'll definitely get fined for that. And if we get found guilty, it won't, in my opinion, it won't be for one, it'll be for all of them. Because as I explained before, it's the same rule that we broke for each year. So it's either we break them all or we don't break any of them. If we do break them, in my opinion, I think we will get kicked out of the league. I'm not delusional. I know that's a possibility. The only other thing I'd add is if City are not confident, one, you wouldn't use that language. Two, they've just committed to a £500 million spend on the stadium and infrastructure over the next 2 years. So if City, I'm just pointing out there, if City did think there was a chance of us getting kicked out of the league and therefore revenue slashed, would they really commit to £500 million spend on the infrastructure of the stadium? Listen, I'm just putting out there. I'm not delusional. If we get found guilty, we're getting kicked out of the league. I'm fully aware of that. You know, Wycombe Wanderers, here we come. I will be there. But it is what it is. Anyway, boys, I've got to go. Hey, big up Lee, man.
Big up, man.
Good little clash, bro.
Big up, man. Make sure you follow LB, man. He'll be doing the England game as well. We'll redirect after the big up, man, LB. Big up, man. You know, but thinking for me though, Errol, I think this sounds like Salah leaves and then you go and get replaced for Leroy Sane, man. This I can't lie. I think Salah will leave in the summer. I think Saudis will come in with 150 million, and you guys will have to sell him, man. You know what I mean? Like you guys have to, man.
Stick to Leroy Sane for the time being. Would I have him at Liverpool? In a heartbeat. I was very envious that he was a City player for as long as he was. Very happy to see the back of him when he left City. I think he's an exceptionally underrated talent in those wide forward positions across the world. I don't think he gets maybe the flowers or the recognition that he probably deserves in the game. Is he Salah's replacement? For me, no. There are rumours that Salah, and not only Salah, but maybe Klopp might be doing an extension on both of their contracts as well at the minute. The Saudi situation right now, the project, as great as it was getting hyped up over the summer, and obviously there was lots of people moving and going over there for the money. It's not lived up to the hype. Let's just be honest about it. It's not lived up to the hype. There's 300 fans at grounds, 400. Like Salah doesn't want to be involved in that. He wants to play. He wants to take part in the biggest matches in world football, and I think he'll want to do that for as long as he possibly can. I think Salah maybe not this year because we're obviously not in the Champions League, but if his numbers from this year and next year can remain as consistent as they have, I think Salah wants to be in that Champions League, pushing for a Ballon d'Or. There's a gap now. You know, you've got. I'm not getting me wrong. Don't get it twisted. You've got to compete with Mbappe. You've got to compete with Haaland, and obviously the Salah. But they're the three best next in line players to be hunting down a Ballon d'Or next season. And I don't think Salah might get it next season unless we went on some ridiculous winning of that we're able to. I think it's in the next 2 years that he's in with a fair shout of it. But he's not going to ever be a Ballon d'Or nominee if he goes to Saudi, for me personally. So that's my 2 pence on it. But like LB, I've got a dip as well because I've got another show.
Yeah. Big up, man. Love,
boys. Fireworks tonight, boys. It was fireworks. It was smoke for them lot. I will catch up with you next week, boys. It was a pleasure. Big up the chat.
Love, man. Love.
Big up, man.
100, man.
You know what? No, I generally think for me, man, with Leroy Sane, man, obviously he spoke today and he said, "Oh, I won't talk about my future." But the way he said it, though, it was almost like, you know what? I'm not going to say I'm staying, but I'm also not going to say I'm leaving as well. It was almost like give me a big contract and then I'll let you know where I go on, innit? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's one for the, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, he's not probably going to come to United, but
I think he'll want to try the Premier League again. I think, you know, like, because he showed a lot of promise there, maybe a little bit inconsistent. He's gone to Bayern. He's struggled a little bit. He's doing well this season. I just think he's still got a lot to offer to the Premier League. Like, I think it would be a shame if we weren't to see him again. Because let's be real, he's a top quality player. Yeah, Liverpool's an obvious one. If Salah leaves, if Salah don't leave, there's not really a need for him there. Would City take him back? Yeah, quite possibly. Depends, as you said, side depends on the Pep relationship and whatnot. Do they necessarily need him? They might have to clear someone out to bring him in or whatever. But yeah, look, I think he's definitely. Look, I think I'd be wrong to say like surely he must be thinking about it, like thinking about maybe another move because he doesn't want to spend his. I mean, he might want to spend his whole career at Bayern, but yeah, I just feel like he's better than that. He's better than the Bundesliga level. Like he should be displaying his talents in a better league. But we'll have to see. But I definitely think there's a chance that he could move on.
He'll want one more crack at the Champions League. Like he'll have a crack with it with Bayern Munich this year because I think they'll push hard. They're a good team. They've got Harry Kane in there.
Kane makes a big difference.
I think Harry Kane has elevated Sane's game because I think he's got now a focal point, someone to target. Whereas last season he didn't really have that in the same vein, but he's got that this season. I think they've connected quite well. But he'll want another crack at the Premier League because I don't think although he was quality, he didn't really give the kind of performance in the Premier League that I think he deserves and what he's capable of. He is a supremely talented player. Like he is a top player. I actually think personally that he's probably more better suited to Liverpool than he is Man City. Is he going to want to be in a Man City team that are chopping and changing their starting lineup, particularly their front three all the time with Alvarez, with Foden, with Grealish? One of them has got to go. And it wouldn't surprise me if Grealish moves on to supplement Sane. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But what's Grealish now? Is he 28, 29?
He'll have 2 years left of his contract at the end of this season. So 2 years left at the end of this year.
So, you know, with 2 years left on your contract, it's a perfect time for Man City to get a decent fee for him. And for Grealish to move on, having won the treble, he's basically won the lot already. Like he could walk away from Man City quite happy with what he's already achieved. There could be a parting of the ways there to allow Sane to come in. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But if I was Sane, I'd be thinking, do I really want to be in a squad where I'm chopping and changing every week, or would I rather be in a Liverpool team where I'm probably coming in and being the main man with Salah going and playing every week and being that guy? That's kind of where maybe his mind is set. And if he can't get that either Man City or Liverpool, then why not stay at Bayern Munich and pick up a pick up a Bundesliga every year and maybe a German Cup and fighting in the Champions League. It's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes we downgrade stuff in the Bundesliga, but actually, you got a chance of winning the top title there and winning a cup, but also being competitive every year in the Champions League. Sometimes we in England we take that for granted sometimes because we are more of a competitive league, but sometimes people want that comfort of being guaranteed that every year. Have those titles on your mantle to say that you've won them year in, year out. And some people have said in the chat, he's potentially considering a big contract from Bayern Munich, and I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't, because who are Bayern Munich going to get at this point to do what Leroy Sané is capable of doing? Because everyone's bypassing Bundesliga now and heading to the Premier League.
Nah, facts, man. What do you say, Lee? Do you reckon it could be a little bit of a, maybe Grealish moves on from City and then he kind of replaces Grealish, and then, how they go in, like one domino goes to another domino and then it kind of goes like that. Like, do you see it like that, or do you just see, you're not really feeling
we definitely know how Man City go, man. But yeah, I think I can't see him going back to Man City. I really can't. I think the ties are done there. I think if anyway he goes Liverpool, I think the space could be there for him if Salah goes as well, as the lad said. It wouldn't surprise me, and I think it would work. I think Klopp might get something out of him. Just that a little bit more to kind of make him a big game winner, like on a consistent basis, because we know he's got the talent. It's just the continuity and the consistency. Can he do it? Listen, he's been great this season. He's been good with this season, and I think, look, when you look at the German league, I mean, it's weird, man. It's a weird one. You go there and you're at Bayern Munich. You're guaranteed to bloody win the Bundesliga. It literally reminds you of those, like, what was it, 6, 7, 8 years ago when Man City were just picking all the Arsenal players. They were just little boy in us, little schooling us, like in a different kind of way. Like, so I don't know, man. For me, I really do think that the Bundesliga, winning the league there, it's nothing. It pales into insignificance to me. If you win the Champions League, that's when you kind of put yourself in a different position. I don't see Bayern Munich winning it this season. So, but they got a chance. So fair play to them, man. And if they win it, then it might be either one, he stays there and he continues because he's kind of helped the team win it, or he goes out and he bows out in a blaze of glory. But the comments he said were very similar to what Mane said when he left. Do you remember? He kept saying, "I'm not going to speak on it. I'm not going to speak on it." And he left. So.
Also,
listen,
Tuchel, you don't know, man. Tuchel's a bit of a strange manager, man. 1 minute he loves you, 1 minute he falls out with you.
No guarantees he'll be there. He'll be there next season either. Like,
I know
they're on.
That's another one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Big up to Jamaican United. I swear, Sane and Flex have the best shows on YouTube, better than the dividend stand. Yeah, man. Big up to Jamaican, man. Big up to my guy, man. But you know what? I think it's going to be an interesting summer, man, because you got Salah leaving, possibly, I think, for me. Sane, there's a couple of interesting. Bernardo Silva, I think he could be one potential to leave. I think there's a couple, man. I think there's going to be a merry-go-round of like transfers, man.
Ten Hag leaving.
McTominay.
Ten Hag, you know what I mean? McTominay.
Bruno Fernandes.
Pete, don't do that. Don't do that, Pete, because you're getting rid of the players that we want them to keep, the rubbish ones.
I think it needs to be spoken on. More so for Saeed than anything. You've got potentially Varane to Saudi, Casemiro talking about to Saudi.
Whisper it, Pete, you got to whisper it. Say it, but whisper it. Don't say people watching. They'll hear it, man.
It's not bad. You know what? Let me ask you a question though. It's not bad transfers. If Man United were to get rid of these, I don't want to get rid of them. By the way, I want Varane to stay and Casemiro. But I'm saying for teams like Newcastle, you wouldn't be. You know what I mean? You don't want to be. You know what I mean? Going into Man United, Varane would do well in your team. Casemiro will still do well in your team. I think Sancho would work in your team.
I take Varane. I wouldn't say, for me, I would take Varane in.
Varane and Botman would be decent. And then you can take McTominay as well when Bruno leaves. And
McTominay can stay. McTominay can stay. That's all good. But I think
take a damn player
Casemiro
from
and Bruno, I think,
Nah, you would, man. Stop lying, man. Stop lying.
they're going to chase the money.
You better
Stop
not
lying,
take a
Lee,
damn
man.
player for Man United, mate. Leave them, man. Leave their players there, man. Let them stay and like do what they're doing. Because you see, the more mess they do, the more they listen. That's what I want Man United to do. Win 1 game, win 2 games, back down. Win.
Oh, by the way, yeah,
That's
we're
a
going
good
to play
question.
Everton. Do you know? Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, bro, Everton are going to do you in.
What they're gonna do is in. I know the script already. Everton is us against the world. They're gonna come in. They're
This
gonna absolutely cause a
Mate,
scene.
hey,
They're gonna have the bus. They're gonna have flares. They're gonna have
Mate,
the
Sean Dyche, Steve
balloons.
Austin's going to do you, mate.
all
You're
that
gonna
blue
be finished.
smoke, all that business. Like this is the
You
one
know what's
time.
bad, though?
This is the one
Yeah.
time that you need to do the world a favor. You need to beat Everton. Okay.
Why?
Everybody
lot?
in the Premier League needs to
Oh,
beat
for you lot?
Everton. Everton's
Oh,
time
okay.
is now. They need to go. They need to go.
Wow. Yeah, Newcastle. What's this Newcastle rivalry with Everton? What's going on, man?
Not
You know what I mean? Were
rivalry.
they
It's
coming
not
at you?
rivalry. It's just my opinion. I'm just not big fans of Everton. I don't like how they've been portrayed. I don't like how some of their YouTubers and people on their channels have talked about Newcastle in particular. But how they're being portrayed, they get bigged up by Jamie Carragher because he's an ex-Blue supporter all the time, right? They get bigged up as this underneath the top 6. They've been doing it for years, even when they were spending all this money, 50 million on Sigurdsson, 50 million on Richarlison, 30-something million on Klassen, 40 million on Iwobi, all this sort of, even when they're spending money on all these crap players, they were bigged up as this 7th club underneath. They were never ever that club just because they've never been relegated, right? And they loved it and they bigged it up, and it's like they hate the fact that Newcastle are here. Newcastle have opened the gates now to the likes of Aston Villa, to the likes of Brighton, to other
The
teams.
likes of Chelsea.
Now, Chelsea are always going to be there, but we've opened it up to other teams, and now you're talking about. So you're looking at 9th place as a potential for some of these teams because everybody's fighting it out now, but Everton ain't there, and they hate the fact that they're not there, and I love it.
Yeah,
and it's time. It is time.
It is time for Everton to go. They've been getting away with it for the last couple of seasons. It's time for them to go.
100%, 100%.
Come
Listen,
on,
man.
Everton. Blue is the colour. Everton. Come on.
Get out of here, man. You shameless guy, man.
I do want Everton to beat United, though. So I can't support.
You worry about your manager, man. You worry
Get
about
the
your
Tomlin,
manager
man.
shouting and
Tommy's not
getting
going
charged
anywhere.
and all that, man.
Stay at Man
You,
U. Stay at Man
yeah,
U.
man.
Keep
All I want to
McTominay.
see on the watch along is wow.
Listen, I've seen your watch-alongs, you know. I've seen your watch-alongs, you know. Go, no, listen, I've seen it. Bro, listen, man. I'm telling you now, I don't even like doing watch-alongs, man. I genuinely don't like doing watch-alongs anymore, man.
You know what, Saeed? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you a picture because you know what? I need you to fill that gap, you know, because ever since you take that Anthony thing, it's been empty, man.
No,
I don't
it's
like
not
it.
coming
Yeah,
back,
bro,
man.
you need something new in there. You need something new in there.
I don't know, man. That's hurt me, man. It's cursed, man. That little bit there, man. Ever since I put Anthony on that wall, it's game over, man. So I
Bro,
need a new player, man.
if you put him back on, he might start playing decent.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, man. He ain't played decent, man. He's one of the flops of the season again. You know what I mean?
He's one of the worst. I think he's one of the worst signings in Premier League history. I know we got a few, but bro, he's right up there.
He's for me one of the worst of the season so
never
far.
going to lose that spot. Never.
You could even add Sancho to the list as well. He's got to be near the top as near as well.
Yeah. Nah, listen, it's gonna be a mad one. But people, man, we're gonna wrap it up here. Guys, make sure you like the video, people. I think we're on. Let me just check right now how many likes we're on. Have we hit 500 likes? Yeah, we hit 500 likes. You lot haven't bottled it. Big up to everybody who's here. Make sure you smash the like button on the video. Subscribe to the guys. Charlie, big up to you, man, for coming on, man.
No, I love as always. Thanks for having me on, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Always make sure you follow his channel, Blue Brothers CFC. Good, it's been a pleasure. Big up to you.
Big up, man. Listen, we'll be here next week because it's going to be a big preview, man. So let's go.
They got a little Chelsea Newcastle next week, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and a Man City Liverpool.
Yeah,
Man City Liverpool as well. So it's going to be a good preview week, man. So looking forward to it next week. But yeah, man, Pete as well. Big up to you, man. Loading Mag. Love for coming on as always.
Pleasure as always. A great chat with the boys. There's some fireworks tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Everything was kicking off. Lee had his targets, and he was just powering them out all over the shop. There you go. There you go. We're gonna be back. This conversation is not gonna end.
Nope.
This conversation is going to continue on this channel.
Who knows? It might go for another 115 days, 115 months, 115 years. That's just the way that Man City do things, right? So
yeah, absolutely. Guys, big up to everybody here, man. We didn't do Team of the Season so far. We'll do it on another day, people, man. We didn't have time today. Listen, people, this video is going to get redirected to Lewis here. He's doing a watch along. What I want you to do is just spam in his chat 115. Let's just piss the City fans off, you know what I mean? So what I want you to do, when this channel gets redirected, it'll take you over to Lewis's channel. Make sure you go and spam his chat with 115. That's all you got to do. Let's just make their City fans feel bad. So make sure you do that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.